Hi mamas! I thought I would also run you through just breaking down down dog. It's such a beneficial yoga pose, it's such a common yoga pose, and there are lots of ways to modify it for pregnancy. So I'll just run you through a few of those in this little session. So maybe we'll start in a comfortable seat and just work through some wrist exercises to begin with. That's really important for any kind of hands and knees positions or down dog, because we do tend to take a fair bit of weight in the wrists, which can become uncomfortable. And I also mentioned a couple of times about carpal tunnel. It's not uncommon to get carpal tunnel, which is like a pinching of the nerve in the arm through pregnancy, because we're carrying extra fluid and extra blood, and I think things become a bit more swollen. So you can kind of get a little bit of discomfort in sort of numbness in the first half of your hand, the thumb and those fingers, and into the arm a little bit. So, if you are experiencing that, it's really good to do lots of wrist mobility stuff and look after your wrists. I've been listening to Australian Birth Stories, the podcast, and quite a few women have talked about labouring on their hands and knees and getting really sore arms and wrists, and so that's, I think, another good reason to really start kind of taking care of these joints now and strengthening them and stuff. So we'll just do a few of these ones, so interlacing the fingers and rolling out through. And then releasing those, doing some little roll arounds, figure eights. We'll do this really nice flow, which I've been incorporating into my kind of daily yoga movements. Sometimes it's all I do is I just sit and do these little flows to kind of ground down and have a little meditation session or whatever. So bring the hands out to the sides and making this mudra with the thumb and the first finger. Relax the shoulders down, lift up out of the spine. You might like to lift the hips up too, so sitting on a block or a book or a pillow or a rolled up blanket is good. So inhale with the arms like this, and then exhale, flip the hands down, so the stretching through the top of the wrists. And we'll just flow through that a couple of times. Inhale and exhale, flip. One more, inhale and exhale, flip. This time bring the backs of the palms together in front of your body, and then inhale, bring the hands up, flip back around, making a lotus shape with the palms and the fingers, and bring the hands back down to the beginning. So we'll flow through that a couple of times. Inhale here with the hands up. Exhale, flip them down, pull them together, backs of the hands meet. Inhale, draw up through center, flipping the fingers up, making the lotus shape. And hands back down to the start. One more. Beautiful. You can give the hands and the shoulders a little shake. Right, now we'll come into our down dog shapes. So before we do, if you want to just bring a little mobility into the spine, we can practice our cat-cow flows. So either on hands and knees here, inhale, draw belly up to spine, press down through the arms. So you want to kind of spread the shoulder blades and be nice and strong and stable. Chin draws in and up. And then exhale, dome the back, tuck the chin under, draw the tailbone down even further. And if you have a chair, you can do this same movement on the chair. So you inhale, nice long flat spine, and then exhale, really tuck everything in and under. Nice work. So come into, to start with, just in a very kind of stock standard original down dog. So you'll tuck the toes with the feet about hips width apart. Really press down through the knuckles and the fingertips here rather than dumping into the wrists. So you get, it's like you're pulling the palms up, like you've got a coin underneath your palms and you're pulling them off the coin. So you really then can take the pressure out of the wrists and more into the fingers, and then lift the hips up and back and keep that pressure down through fingertips and knuckles as you push the mat away and draw kind of your chest towards your thighs. And you really want the insides of the elbows kind of aiming to point forwards, and that will move your shoulders into the right positioning. The head hangs down and is low. Now this is still comfortable for me. I'm at 27, nearly 28 weeks. But I also have been practicing yoga a lot, and a lot before pregnancy too. So you might find down dog feels way too strong for you at any stage of your pregnancy, especially maybe if you're feeling nauseous even in the first trimester. So if that's not feeling good to you, now we'll roll through some other options. One of those options is using blocks. So if you've got a nice grippy mat, you can have them on the mat, or you can have them up against a wall. And then you can tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. So I demonstrated this in the little sun salutation flow video. And it just gives you, takes a little bit of weight out of the upper body down onto the wrists, and it also gives you a little bit more space. So that's one option. Another option is to use the chair. I also demonstrated this in the flow, the sun salutation video, where you just have the feet about hips distance apart, and you can have a little bend in the knees, and you still get that beautiful lengthening through the body and the spine and the side bodies, but without all of that weight and pressure in the upper body. Really good if you've been having issues with blood pressure and you're feeling lightheaded, or you're not feeling particularly strong, you're carrying a lot of weight through your belly and you don't want to put too much pressure on the core or the upper body. This is so nice because you still get all the benefits of that nice juicy stretch. You can bend the knees generously and still pedal the legs out. It's really nice. And then one other option is to just come to the wall instead of the chair. So making kind of a letter L shape, and you can just walk the hands down as far as you like. Same thing, but here just be careful not to, I just did it actually come into that anterior tilt of the pelvis where the belly drops down. You want to really avoid that. So draw baby up to spine, lengthen through the lower back. So you're still kind of quite engaged here, and you're sort of pushing into the wall, but you're not having heaps of weight down into the upper body, and you're not folding forward too much either. So there you go, there are a few versions of downward facing dog for whatever stage of pregnancy you're at and whatever mood and feeling you're in on any particular day. You can still get all the benefits of that shape in your body. And it is still good to move even when you're not feeling great, even if they're just subtle, small movements. That it's great for, helping with fluid retention and, still maintaining mobility and strength in our bodies that we're going to really need through labour and birth and beyond, looking after children. So thank you, enjoy, be well, namaste.